Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Measure Your Email Marketing Results webinar. My name is India, and I'm the Product Services Trainer here at iContact, and I'll be your guide today. Today's agenda will include a review of everything that's tracked in iContact. I'll explain what you can do with the results, as well as a few terms such as deliverability and bounces. During the demo, I'll show you how to view your message tracking report, as well as your survey and autoresponder results. I'll also show you how to view the social tools tracking. Then I'll share with you some tips to remember, as well as additional services and support iContact offers. So you may be asking, what is tracked? iContact will track your opens, that is, individuals who opened or viewed your email message. We'll also tell you how many people clicked on links within your message. You'll also see the number of bounces per message, as well as those who may have unsubscribed from your email newsletter. You also will see the number of spam complaints gained by each message, and the social impact that your message has gained outside of the inbox. If you've enabled any autoresponders, you'll be able to check in on those results, as well as any surveys that you may have deployed. So then you're probably asking, what can you do with the results? Well, the Reports tab makes it easy for you to see how well you're reaching your contacts. Some of the things you can do are get in-depth statistics on any message you've sent. You can see how many people have opened the message or clicked on a link. You can also compare high-level statistics for several messages to see how your messages perform over time. You can find out how your messages are doing outside of the inbox through the social tools. You can check in on your autoresponders and see how they're performing or converting your customers. You can gather your responses from the surveys you've run and then use these responses to skyrocket the rest of your email marketing results. You can export this data to a spreadsheet. This makes it easy to create your own graphs and share with anyone. You can also create a segment based on your contacts' responses. Then you can use this segment to send more targeted responses to your most active readers. You can also easily reuse a sent message that reported good stats to help improve your overall email marketing efforts. I'd like to explain deliverability. Deliverability is a way to measure the success at which an email marketer gets a message into your subscribers' inboxes. An email services provider's deliverability rate is the percentage of email addresses that were actually delivered to versus the total number of email addresses scheduled to be sent to. Now, as an industry-leading email sender, iContact must maintain a positive reputation with each of the internet service providers. iContact requires its customers to adhere to our anti-spam policy and encourages email marketing best practices. iContact therefore keeps a healthy sending reputation with the ISPs and is able to provide high message delivery rates averaging at 96%. Now, if iContact allowed spam messages to be sent to these ISPs, our email servers, ISP addresses, and sending domain would be blocked. Once blocked, all email queued to go through that server would never be received by the intended recipients. And as you can guess, this impacts not only the person who sent the original message, but also our entire customer base. Now, senders can affect their own deliverability too. So, if you create good content and maintain clean lists and adhere to our terms and conditions, specifically the anti-spam policy and the prohibited content statement, your messages are more likely to reach your subscribers. So now let's talk about bounces. Bounces are a failure to successfully transfer email from sender to recipient. Bounces are divided into two groups, temporary and permanent. Temporary bounces, also known as soft bounces, occur when an email reaches the recipient's mail server but does not reach the recipient's inbox. Some likely causes for a soft bounce include a full inbox. Could be that the recipient's server disconnected during sending, or that the message size exceeded the recipient's server limits. The other type of bounce is a permanent bounce, or also known as a hard bounce. This occurs when the recipient's email address is invalid. Some causes for a hard bounce include the domain name no longer exists. The email address may contain typos or spelling errors, or there could be a blacklisting of a domain. Tracking your bounces helps you not only determine which email address bounced, but also why they bounced. When you're armed with this knowledge, you're better able to make decisions about your subscription management. Do you delete the bounced contact or let the system take care of it? Always keep in mind that there are both temporary and hard bounces. So you should make sure to understand bounce codes. In our system, you'll see that under the Reports tab, under each message, you're able to see an expanded listing of the bounce codes. A temporary bounce is indicated by a 4.0. So an example of a temporary bounce could be that the mailbox size limit was exceeded. Whenever there's a temporary or soft bounce, our system will automatically redeliver. The other type of bounce, a permanent bounce, is indicated in our system by a 5.0. So an example of a 5.0 could be that the account has been disabled or discontinued. In the instance of a permanent or hard bounce, no redelivery will be attempted by our system. So now that we have an understanding of what is tracked, as well as a good understanding of deliverability and how that affects your engagement, as well as bounces, let's move on over to the demo account. Before we move forward, I want to give you a brief overview of the home page as it relates to the reporting of your messages and other data. Of course, when you log into iContact, you're automatically taken to the home screen. On the home screen, there are several panels, all of which are important, but I just want to highlight a couple today. The first one I want to point out is the Last Message Statistics panel. This panel here shows you a top-level view of the tracking stats related to the most recent message you've sent out. We assume that you probably want to know how that message is doing, so we give you that information right here at the top of the screen, and you'll see it right here on the home page. If you click on any of these icons here to the left, or if you select Track Message from the Actions drop-down menu, you'll be taken to the full details of that particular tracking report. Here you can see all the information that we're tracking for that sent message. Another panel I want to point out here on the home page is the Social panel. The Social panel shows you the most recent social post you've made to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn using iContact social tool. Not only will you be able to see the contents of that post, but you'll see the engagement. You'll see the number of likes, comments, and clicks on links for Facebook and LinkedIn. And for Twitter, you'll be able to see the retweets, the reach, which is an estimate of the Twitter feeds in which your post appeared, and it includes the followers of people who retweeted your post. As well, you'll see the number of clicks on links provided in that tweet. I also want to remind you that the Get Started panel is always here to help you to dig deeper and learn more about the different features in iContact. So don't forget that here's a link to the video tutorials, also a link to our help system, which provides helpful instructions as well as additional information. As well, here's a link to contact our support team. Remember, they can be reached via email, phone, and chat, and their hours are Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And just as a reminder, the footer of the application here is always available, no matter what page you're on, with links to learn more about the application, to connect with our company, to discover more about social media and email marketing and to stay current on our company's policies and terms and conditions. There's also a link here to the help system to contact support, and there's even a feedback link. So now that I've provided just a brief overview of the home page, let's go to the Reports tab. The Reports tab is where you'll find data for all of your sent messages, all of your surveys you may have deployed, any autoresponders you've enabled, and you'll be able to see a tracking dashboard of the message data for your sent messages over a period of 30, 60, or 90 days. We'll start by looking at the tracking report for a sent message. So when you click on View Tracking Stats for your last sent message, you'll be able to see this report pull up on the screen. The first thing you'll see is the name given to that message, as well as an icon that shows you a preview of the message you sent. You'll see the subject line as well as the date and time that the message sent and how long it took to complete that send. You'll get a reminder of how many contacts you sent the message to, and then you'll be able to see a breakdown of the email impact as well as the social impact. On the pie chart here, you'll be able to see a breakdown of 3 different stats. The first is the open rate. The open rate is a statistic that displays the number of contacts who opened your email as well as the total number of times your email was opened. Now keep in mind that this number cannot be tracked with perfect accuracy, simply because in order for a user to register as an open, they must have images enabled in their email client, or they must click a link in the HTML version of the email. We're also collecting and showing you the number of bounces. This is the number of contacts who did not receive your email because their account could not be reached. Keep in mind that there are 2 different types of bounces, and our system may retry to send that type of temporary or soft bounce on a second attempt. Then we're showing you the no info rate. This is the number of contacts who neither registered a bounce nor an open. Now, some of these contacts might have opened your email. However, they might appear as no info instead of open if they have images disabled in their email client or if they have not clicked a link in the HTML version of your email. Not on the chart, but we're also showing you here, is the click rate. This is going to be the number of contacts who clicked a link in your email, as well as the total number of times links were clicked in your email. Keep in mind that clicks cannot be tracked for any users who cannot view HTML in their email clients. Below the chart, we're showing you the number of unsubscribes. This is going to be the number of contacts who remove themselves from your list using the subscription management link in the footer of the message. Then we're showing you the number of spam complaints. This is the number of times your contacts reported your message as spam in their email clients. If you look to the right, you'll then see the social impact. This displays the results for your message across social media channels. So you'll see the number of tweets, the number of likes, and shares. Further down, you'll see the click report. If you included links within your email message, a breakdown of each individual link will appear, as well as a breakdown of how many contacts clicked those links and how many clicks were registered for each of those contacts. Lastly, here you'll see the social activity sources. This table displays the statistics generated for the web version of your message by each individual channel. When you click View Details, you'll see the individual reports for each report type. Starting with the clicks report, you'll be able to see each individual email address and contact that clicked on links in your message. You'll see a date and time stamp, as well as the number of clicks reported for each contact. By clicking the Show Expanded Data box, you'll be able to see an even further breakdown of each individual link that was clicked, as well as an individual date and time stamp for each click. Next, we have the Opens report. This also shows you an individual breakdown of each contact that opened your email message, as well as the date and timestamp and the number of opens that were reported for each message. When you click on Show Expanded Data, you'll see a breakdown of each individual contact, as well as the breakdown of the date and timestamp that the open occurred. Next, you'll see the No Info report. Here you'll see all of the contacts who have currently registered as No Info in your account. Now, it is quite possible for someone to report as No Info, but then if they click a link in your message, or if they actually open your message by enabling images, then they can also show up in the Opens report or the Click report. Next, you'll see the unsubscribes. If any unsubscribes would have made it onto this report, you would see the individual breakdown. Under Expanded Data, you would see a date and timestamp of when that occurred. Finally, here you'll see the Bounce report. The Bounce report shows individual contacts that registered as a bounce, whether it be a soft bounce or a hard bounce for your sent message. You'll see a breakdown of the date and timestamp of when that bounce occurred. When you click on Show Expanded Data, here's where you'll see the bounce codes that I referred to earlier in the presentation. Once again, the numbers indicate which type of bounce has occurred. Anything beginning with a 4.0 is an indication of a soft or temporary bounce, and anything beginning with a 5.0 is an indication of a hard or permanent bounce. You can review this information, which is reported to us by the recipient server. This information will let you know why that bounce occurred, and it will help you determine how to handle that email address. Maybe you'll want to click here to go to the contact's profile to change any typos or errors that may have occurred, or maybe you'll want to individually unbounce each contact and remove that contact from your account if the email address is invalid. Not only can you view this information right here in the account, you can also export the message data. Clicking Export Message Data allows you to export all of the data at once, or you can just export certain components of that data. If you want to export the message data, you just click Download File, and you'd be able to either save or open the file. It will save as a CSV file that you can then open, view the details, and use the information for graphs or other presentations. As well, you can create a segment based off your contact's engagement with this particular email. You can create a segment of opens, bounces, no infos, and clicks. By creating a segment, you're able to target your next send to a certain individual group based on how they engage with this particular email. Under the advanced mode in email sending, you can also choose to exclude a certain segment from an email send. So if you'd like to create a segment, you'd simply name the segment after choosing the type, create the segment, and then when you go to do your next email send, just look for the name of the segment when choosing who to send to. Also, once again, you can exclude that same segment from your email send. So this is the information that you'll see for all sent messages. Keep in mind, if you have created and sent a text-only email, the only data that we'll be able to track for that type of email are unsubscribes and bounces. So you would not see any other data such as opens and clicks for a text-only email. So now we'll move to the Sent Messages page. The Sent Messages page allows you to see all sent messages in your account. You can also filter your view by each individual sender property. You can also filter your view by channel. From this screen, you can choose to view the individual tracking report for any of your email messages. You can also easily reuse the message. If a particular message has gained a good number of stats and you're satisfied with the way that message looks, you can reuse it. Keep in mind that this reuse option is only good for reusing the message 1 or 2 times. If you're going to constantly reuse a message, it's best to create a copy in your drafts folder to work from, or you can choose to create a template that you'll use each and every time you create an email message. Also, from this screen, you can choose to remove individual messages from your message archive, which will pull it down from the web. You can very easily add it back anytime you'd like. Another feature on this page allows you to compare your sent messages. Comparing your stats over time allows you to see the good and the bad and things that you can replicate to have better overall results with the engagement of your sent messages. You can choose anywhere from 2 to as many as you like. Then click the Compare Selected Message button, and you'll see a comparison of not only the message name, date, and contact sent to, but also the open rate, the clicks rate, the bounce rate, and the unsubscribe rate. You can export this message data to have a further look at things that you may want to continue or things that you may want to change for your next email send. Next, we'll move on to your survey results. You can deploy 2 types of surveys in iContact. A private survey that will be taken only by your contacts on a specific list or segment, or you can deploy a public survey that you can provide a link to anyone who can take that survey. Once you've deployed a survey, you'll be able to see the results reporting for that survey here under the Reports tab. You simply come here and find the name of the survey that you created, and then you'll click on the pie chart icon to view the results of that survey. You'll see how many questions you ask, as well as the responses. If you'd like to see the individual responses by email, you can click on this Export the Results of the Survey button. This allows you to save it as a file, which you can then open and view the same information. However, on this report, you'll see the individual email addresses of the respondents and how they responded. If you want to copy a survey to make a few edits and reuse it, you can simply click this copy button, which will allow a copy to be created in the drafts folder of your surveys under the email tab. Next, we'll move on to your Autoresponder results. Under the Reports tab, you can view the results for each individual Autoresponder series, as well as the messages that are part of that series. From this screen, you can see the active contacts, who are the number of contacts who have not yet received all emails in the Autoresponder, and you can see the messages, and that would be the number of emails in the Autoresponder series. To see the individual information for each Autoresponder series, you simply click on the pie chart icon, and you'll see a breakdown of each individual message that's a part of that series. One great thing about the tracking results for an autoresponder is that you can select the date range. So if you've had an autoresponder that's been enabled for quite some time, you can simply narrow the date range, and you'll then be able to see data for just that specific time period. For detailed results of each autoresponder message, you would simply either click on the message's subject or click on the Track This Autoresponder Message icon. Similar to a sent message report, you'll be able to see the open rate, the bounce rate, the no info rate, and the click rate. You'll also be able to see the individual click report. When you click View Details, you'll also see an individual breakdown of each report type for clicks, opens, unsubscribes, and bounces. And just like a sent message report, you'll be able to export this message data as a file. Finally, I'd like to show you the tracking dashboard. The tracking dashboard is helpful because it shows you how your messages have been doing over a period of time. So here you'll see at the top of the tracking dashboard is the information from the most recently sent message. To see the data from the last 30, 60, or 90 days, just choose the days that you prefer, and the graph will adjust based on that information. Here you can maximize or minimize the data that's found on the graph to help you see exactly what it is that you want to see. Further below, you'll be able to see the message data from the last 60 days on this chart, the views and clicks only. As well, here you'll be able to see views and clicks from the last 30, 60, or 90 days. In conclusion, I'd like to leave you with some tips to remember when viewing and measuring your tracking results. You'll always want to use data to constantly improve the effectiveness of your email marketing. Try not to compare yourself to others. Instead, try to beat yourself. Remember that the best email marketers are always trying to spot the trends in their reports. Always review the success metrics after every email send. Try taking a new approach to your subject line, perhaps, on your next email, or you can change the verbiage of your links the next time. Just remember, think of your email marketing program as a lab where you constantly experiment and tinker with the variable parts. I also want to let you know that iContact offers email marketing services for everyone, whether you're a small business email marketer in need of an easy and affordable solution, or if you're a growing business who needs more robust features such as landing pages and workflows. We even have an award-winning integration with Salesforce for businesses who like to send email directly within their Salesforce accounts in a fully native manner. To learn more about any of these solutions, visit iContact.com/solutions. I also want to make you aware that iContact offers additional options to help you increase your subscribers, improve your campaign results, and grow your business. All Premier Services accounts receive an assigned strategic advisor and advanced product features. We offer custom Premier Service plans for senders of all sizes. To learn more about these services, contact our Premier Services team at 866-775-4254 or email us at sales@icontact.com. You can also visit icontact.com/solutions/premier. Finally, I want to remind you that as an iContact customer, you have 24-hour access to the online help system, where you can search topics, view the video tutorial library, and other guides. And you can listen to our recorded webinars, as well as sign up for live sessions. You can also contact our customer support team by phone, email, or live chat Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We appreciate your interest in iContact, and if we can be of further assistance, don't hesitate to contact us. Good luck with your email marketing efforts, and thanks for choosing iContact. Goodbye.